Welcome back to the channel, guys. As promised, we're continuing with the series on the Calciomercato. We're looking at the top teams in Serie A. What did they do over the summer? It's not necessarily le pagelle, but simply looking how they improved or didn't improve every position on the field, right? So, portiere, defenseman, centrocampista, and striker. Roma, guys, on paper, name-wise, have done a very good calciomercato with not a penny. And so we'll take a look at it. Of course, the big question is it just names and broken players, or they're actually going to do something good? So we'll discuss it. Before we do, guys, if you didn't watch the video, don't forget Italy 121. Go watch the video. I published it earlier today. And more importantly, we are closer and closer to the 1,000 subscribers. Guys, if you're not subscribed yet to the channel and you keep watching my videos, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And for those of you who already subscribed, please continue following my videos. It's very important to me. Just a passion I have. I like talking about soccer. And so I do it here. So Roma, guys. Roma. Let's start with the goalie position, guys. Not much to say. They haven't changed anything. Nothing. Rui Patricio is still there. Still shaky. We saw it at the beginning of the season. At this moment, not very reliable. Like, he's been horrible. Like, I think he made one save against Pulisic, and that was about it in 3 games. So, unfortunately, we're going to give them a 6. A 6 because they're not worse than last year. They stayed the same. Guys, not much to say. Second and third goalies, I don't think they're going to play much. And honestly, if I were Roma, I would hope that Rui Patricio doesn't get injured, because then it's going to be even worse. So, that being said, goalkeeper 6. In defense, guys, Mancini, Smalling stay. Smalling this season, you could see that the age is starting to catch up to him. But Ibanez is gone and they bring in Ndika. Guys, Ndika over Ibanez, to me, is a step up. Ndika with Frankfurt was a very solid defender. They got him on a free transfer. They made 30 million euros off Ibanez. Guys, I think it's a step up. Now, I would give them a 7.5 for this move. A very good move in my opinion. Like I said, they didn't spend a penny for him. And Thiago Pinto had to get very creative this summer. They didn't have any money to play around with. And so he did fantastic things with basically nothing. Seriously, guys, unbelievable. And so for that move, I think it's a definite upgrade, like we said before. In the midfield, guys, we saw players like Wijnaldum leave, Camara going back from his loan, and we saw the Matic saga at the end of the transfer window. Kind of threw everybody off. In the case of Roma and Roma fans, I don't think they expected him to leave, but they bring in big names at Centrocampo, guys. They bring in aouar, a very good player. Sanchez, a very good player. Paredes, it's a bit of a question mark. So aouar, technically, guys, is something that Roma didn't have, because he has vision. He can defend, he can attack. We saw it in the first 3 games. He had a goal, an assist, and he was always one of the best players on the field. Problem, just like most players Roma got, very fragile. And already he's injured. Lasted 25 minutes with Milan, had to be subbed off. So we don't know how long he's going to miss. But if he's healthy, and that is the big question for Roma. If they are healthy, the names are good. The players are good. But they're all very fragile. Same thing with Renato Sanchez. Renato Sanchez can play on both sides of the ball, guys. He can play defensively, can help with the attack. Milan wanted him to replace Kessie before he went to PSG. Didn't have the great season at PSG that everybody was expecting. Comes on a loan to Roma. Guys, for Roma, and the reality that Roma is, with the amount of money that they had to spend this summer, it's a fantastic colpo di mercato. I don't think anybody can say that Renato Sanchez is not a good player and wouldn't help Roma if he's healthy. Problem? Already injured, just like aouar. And finally, guys, Paredes. Paredes, I honestly thought that he would want to show what he can do. right? He had a horrible season with Juve last year. The year before that, did a so-so season with PSG, didn't play much. This year, comes back to Roma because originally he's a Roma player. I thought he was going to show a lot more. So far, very disappointing. Very slow, guys. Very slow, very predictable. And for people who thought that Paredes would be the replacement for Matic, that's a big mistake. They're not the same type of player. They don't play the same way. And so, guys, so far, Paredes has been a disappointment. But in terms of what you think you brought in, the quality that you think you brought in, you get rid of Wijnaldum, you get rid of Camara, Matic leaves, but as a package, I think you've improved with aouar, Sanchez, and Paredes. I think you're better. I think you're better. Matic obviously is better than Paredes, but aouar is better than Wijnaldum right now, and Sanchez is definitely better than Camara. So in terms of quality, I think you're better. So I'm going to give them a 7.5. The problem is, like I said, injuries. Up front, guys, Solbakken leaves and other players leave, but no real important moves, right? Except that they sign for an extra season El Shaarawy, the heart and soul of this team. Abrahams is injured. They need another striker. They get Azmoun. All the Roma fans desperate, crying. I can't believe they got Azmoun. Next day, they announced that Roma is close to signing Lukaku. The day after, Lukaku's in Roma signing his contract. And here is the big push, guys, because Lukaku isn't the sub of Abrahams. If Lukaku's in shape, and we saw with Milan what he can do in a short period of time. Against Milan, guys, when he went in, yes, Milan was down to 10 men, but he completely changed the game. The way he holds the ball, his physical presence, his speed, his technical abilities, there is nobody like him in Serie A, guys. And if he's healthy, Lukaku is un colpo di mercato that is incredible for a team that didn't have a penny. And not only that, you put him next to Dybala. And here is the other big question. How many games will Dybala play this season? Well, you know what, guys? If he plays 15 games, let's say he plays half the season, okay? Let's say 18 games, half the season, okay? Next to Lukaku, he will be one of the best duos. Both of them together will be one of the best duos in Serie A. Because Dybala will find them, and Lukaku, if in shape, will score some goals. But once again, there is a lot of ifs in this team, right? If Lukaku's in shape, if Dybala can play 18 games, if Renato Sanchez doesn't get hurt, if aouar doesn't get hurt, if Pellegrini doesn't get hurt, if this, if that. Guys, there's too many ifs. But in terms of quality, it's undeniable that Roma bettered themselves this season. They got aouar and Ndika. Guys, they were two free agents that a lot of teams wanted. Thiago Pinto was able to sign them. They brought in Renato Sanchez. They brought in Paredes. Independently of the fact that right now they haven't gelled and they haven't played much, okay? But on paper, these acquisitions would make Roma a better team. So, guys, to me, it's a Mercato top because, like I said, guys, Thiago Pinto didn't have a penny. Brought in Renato Sanchez, aouar, Ndika, Paredes, Lukaku, Azmoun, we don't really care, but Azmoun. Guys, let me know what you think. Write in the comments, like and subscribe. How would you rate Roma's Mercato this summer? Have a great soccer day.